Hi, good morning, everybody. It's Jean here, Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You. I'm just heading out, but I just thought I better pop out to get the mail, and I popped back into the house to show you. As I'm standing in front of my dear Jean quilt, I just received a letter from the Pennsylvania National Quilt Extravaganza, the center of it all for quilt, fiber, wearable, and textile arts, the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center in Oaks, Pennsylvania. I'm entry number 2039. Dear Jean, we are pleased to inform you that the jury has selected Dear Jean YouTube Friends Quilt for the Coming Back Quilt Competition at the Pennsylvania National Quilt Extravaganza. Your Dear Jean YouTube Friends Quilt will hang on display during the extravaganza from September 16th to the 19th. The following information is provided to you as the surest way for your quilt to be received, judged, displayed, and returned to you safely and quickly. I have done this. I have done this 3 or 4 times before. I have to send the quilt in a sturdy plastic bag and then box. Don't use styrofoam packing projects or packing peanuts of any type. Because of the difficulty in handling oddly shaped boxes, we encourage you to try to avoid using tubes and elongated boxes. Interesting. Enclosed is a label. Use the left half, use the left half to send the quilt to the PA, Pennsylvania National Quilt Extravaganza. Address the right half with your home address, no P.O. boxes, and enclosed with the quilt. Lightly tape or pin your self-addressed label to the outside of the plastic bags, as this will be removed first. Quilts must be shipped not to arrive before Monday, August 30th, and no later than Thursday, September 9th. Please check with the carrier so your quilt arrives. Now, it's interesting, when I go to mail this, the actual headquarters or organizational office that it's in is not very far from here. It's only 20 minutes up the road in New Hope, Pennsylvania. Interesting. So it won't cost me all that much. I guess people who are like shipping their quilts from like California, it's a lot of money, but mine's not going to be. I'm going to send it through the United States Post Office. I've never had, well, no. Tell a lie. I've had one issue when I was selling my quilts on Etsy. I was using UPS, but then UPS prices went up tremendously, so I stopped using UPS and I went to the United States Post Office. A lot of people say really bad things about the United States Post Office. I only ever had one issue, and that was a quilt going to England to a pretty much valued customer. She had bought about 10 quilts from me through my Etsy shop years ago, and they all were delivered safely. Now, when I was delivering internationally, there was to Germany, England, and one to Australia, the customers there had to be aware that there are taxes and duties and custom and VAT and all sorts of additional charges. This customer in England was so lovely. She didn't mind, and she kept purchasing quilts. Only once did a quilt go missing for a month, and I was panicking trying to track it, and then it came back to me in the same box, and apparently had been around the world. I got contacted her. I'm so sorry. She's like, don't worry about it. And I sent it, and within 10 days, or within 7 days, it got to her. And everything always got to them within 7 to 10 days. So I never had a problem with the United States Post Office sending my large quilts. I do insure them. Now again, there is a information here. If you want an insurance appraisal, like if I want an insurance appraisal, you have to pay for it. How much is it? Oh, you have to pay $50 per quilt to have this quilt insured. To have my quilt appraised, I should say. I would mail this form and payment directly to the appraiser. It's a woman. She is a certified appraiser and a member of PAAQT, Pennsylvania something quilt appraisers. She lives in New York, so I would send $50 if I wanted to have my quilt appraised for insurance values. I've never done that. When I do mail my quilts, when I used to sell them, I would attach insurance. I would attach an insurance value that I deemed was for my quilt, in case it got lost. That never happened. But this is, I suppose, for insurance purposes. If your house went up in flames, what was this quilt worth by a professional? So that's that. So I just was excited. I just wanted to share that with you guys. So many of you are like, oh, your quilt will be accepted. I didn't know. I really didn't know. But I'm so thrilled. I just got it today. August 20th this was dated. So I am entry 2039. So I will be there, standing there in front of my quilt going, ooh, I made that. I don't know if Jen's going to be there or not, but I know my husband's going to come with me. We'll take pictures and we'll take you through the quilt show. Those of you who haven't been to a quilt show, oh my word, this will be nice. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. But the quilts that are there, oh my word, they're magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. It's such a thrill for us to see. And hopefully I'll photograph them and take you on a tour of the Pennsylvania National Quilt Extravaganza. My quilt will be there. Be there or be square. I'm so thrilled. All right, folks. Thanks again, and thanks for your vote of confidence for my dear Jean quilt. I really am blessed. And as always, love from the Trueloves. Bye.